Mikey and Rinne stay in. Oh yeah.
Ready?
Hi everybody, welcome to Mikey and Rinne Stay In. I am Mikey.
And I am Rinne.
That's good news. This is episode 25.
Staying alive.
Ooh, I was gonna go all the way live.
Oh, even better.
That's Far Side.
Yeah.
Baby, baby, baby. Yeah. How do you do?
How do I do?
How do you do? Tell me.
It is different minute to minute today, isn't it?
It has been a little minute. I don't know. Being real with you folks, this is real life, dude.
This is real life, bro.
Bro.
Yeah. I don't really know, frankly, Sheath. I
Okay.
feel a little bit like an exposed nerve. I think I said that today.
yeah.
A raw nerve.
Yeah. You're like a root canal in human form.
Yeah, I went ahead and cried on our mountain bike ride.
I know. We were out riding and it was like beautiful and it's like November, 15th?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's like we're out in shorts and short sleeve shirts and mountain biking and it was gorgeous and I have Abby on my back and I like stopped for a second and I'm like, oh man, this is gorgeous. And I look over at Rinne and I'm like, how are you? And she's like, I don't know. I was like, oh fuck, what happened?
There's no crying in mountain biking.
Yeah.
But and then nothing happened really
Right.
in particular.
Yeah.
I was just feeling a little tender.
Yeah.
If the miscarriage has done nothing else,
Right.
it has. I've cried more in this year than maybe my entire life put together.
I mean, if you like take out like baby time or whatever,
Yeah.
like baby infant time or whatever, you just cry for no reason.
Sure.
I mean, like when you're crying for a reason, yeah, you definitely probably have cried more now than ever. I'd imagine.
Amazing.
Just knowing you as well as I do, you're not like not a crier.
Well, and I think that's part of the journey, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm discovering is that maybe this is a little bit less of a some physical hurdles to get over, and maybe just more of a leaning into my softer side and
Yeah.
being vulnerable and asking for help and crying when you need to and I think just letting it be, letting how you feel, letting it just be what it is.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know, I just do so much like, oh, things aren't that bad, I'm not supposed to be crying, I'm not supposed to feel that bad, I'm not whatever. And lately it's just been bubbling up.
I know. Well, and it's so interesting because I've been feeling more positive than ever lately. Because I think we're like getting information, we're like gathering data, we're like finding out some of the potential reasons that things might be difficult for us. And so, I mean, I obviously know that you've been feeling things, but I don't know. I don't think that I knew that it was bubbling up as much. So, yeah, but it's...
Well, full disclosure,
Yeah.
I have just been, I've been doing this meditation every day, right?
Yeah.
Which is it's actually out of the book Awakening the Seed, which if you are trying to conceive, I would highly recommend getting this book. It's a Chris Axelrod, he's an acupuncturist out of Houston that has a really successful fertility practice, but he wrote this book to give women some really practical things to do at home. And some of it is like, you're probably dehydrated, drink more water kind of stuff.
Right, yeah.
Which is like a good reminder, and he
Sure.
gives you strategies
Good
for how to
for
do that. He also gives a couple diet tweaks, but a lot of it is a little more focused on what I might have thought of as the kind of esoteric end of things.
Oh, yeah.
But actually, it's really it's really been a beautiful journey the kind of past few days, because one of the visualizations, the meditations that he takes you through, is going to visit yourself as a small child. And you get to sort of pick, whatever comes to your mind, if it's you as a 3-year-old
this is
or
in
an
your
8-year-old.
mind's eye.
Yeah,
Yep.
And
Huh.
I
Which
don't know
one
if
did you
anyone's
pick?
ever done that before. Well, I was little. I was like 2 probably
Oh, wow.
when I was at my grandma's house.
Okay.
But it was a really powerful visualization because you just sort of visualize your little tiny self And then you come into the frame as your current self. And you like give this little being a hug, and you sort of just radiate love, compassion, on a really deep level for this little human.
Okay.
And I don't know, it was, the first time I did it, I'm bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, God.
Snotting everywhere.
Well, no, it sounds like a mix between like a beautiful meditation and kind of like The Shining or something. Kind of sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, because I just picture a kid, and it's like every trope of every horror movie where there's like a kid standing in the corner just like not saying anything.
I was not that as a kid,
okay.
So
maybe I was.
And I don't imagine you were either. But he does sort of take you through the meditation so that your little self is aware that you're coming in, and you're not sort of sneaking up on it.
Well, that's cool.
It's a really a part of what he's selling is that in order to create the unconditional love that you're going to need to be a mother, you gotta love yourself. How's RuPaul say it?
RuPaul says, you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
RuPaul's Drag Race, best show on TV, maybe.
Totally.
Great British Baking Show, fantastic. They're not that different.
I know. In the end,
like British people are basically just like drag queens.
Right.
Less emotional or less less extroverted.
Right. Less extra.
That's the truth.
So that's been really cool, and I think that there's something that's really resonating, and I think that this is a part of the infertility experience is some fucking radical self-love shit.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, and just to like show the depth of the difference in depth in our relationship and our personalities. I have been feeling a lot better lately because I've been mountain biking more. But I mean, it's like I need to exercise. I need to be out in nature. I need to sweat it out. And my anxiety, my antidepressive. What? I'm having a stroke on microphone.
Well, your antidepressant?
Depressant. There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, is exercise and nature, and so I've been doing that lately, and I just feel so good. I feel like empowered. I feel like I don't know. It makes me feel kind of badass, and so that's cool. And then I've also been I've been going some places with my head and just kind of trying to like just get to a place where I'm really happy about. I don't know where I'm at in my life, and I'm trying to find more time for myself instead of I can be a little bit nuts overthinking things, especially work stuff. So I'm really trying to like find a balance between. I don't know. We need to have a pretty stress-free or less stressful life in order, I think, to have a baby. And I don't know, dude. Nothing's important enough to kill yourself over. Yeah. And so. That's good. This year I actually got on an antidepressant for the first time in my life, which was the first time I've talked about it on the show, I think. But and it's been interesting. It's been interesting because I don't know if it's what I need. There's some parts of it that make me feel better. I'm worried. I get worried a little bit about the gray winters here because it does like I'm a bit of a sun chaser. I grew up in Colorado, and I don't know. I think this year has just been like with kind of. Personal, career, baby stuff, all the things that have kind of been coming to a head. I just felt like I was like a bit overwhelmed, and I was more sad than I've ever been. I've never been a sad person. And so I went to my therapist, then went to my ND and ended up getting antidepressant. And I don't know, in some ways I feel like it's definitely lightened and brightened me a bit. It's definitely like made my reactions less intense. But I don't know. Rinne brought up today that she thought maybe I had ADHD.
I'm just pathologizing behavior,
I know.
No big deal.
But I kind of think about the way that my brain feels, and when I'm calm, it feels great. But when I'm agitated, it feels like I am pinballing all over the place, and I literally can't contain myself. And
I said it today let me just give you some context.
Right.
Mikey had just prepared a really beautiful breakfast. I was headed off to work, and I have like 20 minutes tops, you know, to sit down and enjoy some time with him, enjoy my breakfast. He prepares the breakfast. His is sitting, you know, right in his little seat, right where he's sitting now. And he is up in our cupboards, our like way high cupboards, pulling down chocolate chips and...
Right, I'm clean.
And, yeah.
Yeah, not eating chocolate chips.
No.
Not a psycho.
No, but
That's a good kind of psycho. Yum.
But it was really, that's a lot of what you do.
Oh,
you sort of like on to the next task before the other task is finished.
Well, to tell you the truth, like I sometimes I find myself I get nervous on the weekends.
Yeah.
Because like when I'm at work, if I have like a day where I can really intentionally plan things, I love it because I'm like, boom, I'm knocking things off my checklist. It's great. When I'm home alone or home for the weekends, it's I have to have a checklist or I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Because I'm all over the place. I'm like, I'll find myself like steaming the fucking drapes or something, you know? I'm like, why am I doing? Or I'm like cleaning the baseboards with a Q-tip. And it's not that I'm like, oh my god, I'm OCD. Jeez, I'm having a little brain fart tonight. But it's not that I'm like cleaning them because I need to. It's just like I notice things and then I do a deep dive and then I get totally distracted and I'll miss the main things I'm supposed to do. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Dr. Levy, if you're listening, let's get on some ADHD. Maybe that's the next one.
Give me that Adderall.
Yeah, I was skriddling, baby.
Well, I don't think that meditation would be a bad idea.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, me meditating is like, I don't know. Feels like a squirrel taking a nap or something. I'm like, I mean,
but this is what meditation is, right? Yeah. Is it's the observation of the whatever your mind. It could be a monkey mind. It could be like I can't get there. It is just sort of observing.
I can't remember if you said it to me, but years ago someone said to me, someone very smart. I was like, I don't do yoga because I can't even touch my toes, and they were like, that's the whole reason you should be doing yoga.
Right.
I was like, all right. So maybe because I can't meditate is the main reason I should meditate.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what we're sipping on here?
I have no idea what we're sipping on.
Well, let me talk about it. So we have here it was a smoothie at one time.
Yeah.
It's kind of melted a little bit into juice. Not melted, but just kind of, I don't know what that would, dribbled into more of a juice.
Oh boy.
So this is, for those of you that are listening and can't see, we are holding glasses of like a, I don't know, kind of charcoal-y colored substance.
It looks like witch's vomit, kind of.
Oh, yeah, that's pleasant.
Yeah.
But it's a fertility smoothie, and
it's fucking delicious. I'm
right?
I'm talking shit about. It's actually just dark green. It's not really dark gray. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's unbelievably beautiful. It's actually a really beautiful color. I'd like to paint our house this color. But it's like when you look at it closer, it's just flecks of beautiful vegetables and stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really delicious.
So we've got some steamed spinach in there, parsley, hemp protein, some royal jelly, which I think is my favorite phrase ever to say. Okay. Royal jelly?
Yeah. I mean, the one time I fucked Queen Elizabeth, we used the shit out of that royal jelly. Which is dusty. Not nice.
It isn't.
Yeah, she's sweet. She's a fucking badass. Mm-hmm. I'd be so lucky.
Wouldn't you?
Royal jelly, it's very interesting. I was at Natural Grocers yesterday, and I was like, Rinne, you need anything? And we're on the phone, and she goes, I just need some royal jelly. And I burst out. I was like, what the fuck is that? And
well, it's what the worker bees. It's what the queen eats. It's why they call it. It's why they call it royal jelly.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So the worker bees make it for her, and then she eats it.
Yeah. Mm. Yep. And it's they've done some research on royal jelly, like lowering cholesterol and improving PMS symptoms and a bunch of different stuff. Wow. There's kind of inconclusive evidence out there.
Yeah. Doesn't really feel like something that would get a ton of funding for research. Like, royal jelly.
Right. Yeah. Unless they can turn it into a pharmaceutical.
Oh, of course. Then it'd be billions.
But I will say, I'm like, if the queen bee eats it,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna fucking eat some.
Queen Bee?
Definitely.
Hell yeah. Anything's meant for royalty.
Yeah.
Or it.
What else is in here? We've got some wheatgrass, some coconut butter. I put some mint in there just to give a little nod to Chinese medicine. Mint is one of our herbs in our Materia Medica. And what else? Maca. Maca roots in there too, which is a really cool adaptogenic plant. So helps to kind of regulate stress and things like that.
Yeah.
So
it's delicious. I love it.
Yeah, it's really good,
I feel
right?
pregnant already.
I might be.
Yeah.
With
Bit.
with Queen Elizabeth's baby.
Oh, fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It's a corgi. You get a corgi. This is not something you want to drink before you have to go and do a film a teeth commercial.
Nope.
Or
film a podcast.
Film a podcast. Yeah, if you guys can see, we are some gritty teeth motherfuckers.
Definitely.
Yeah, it looks cool though.
So fertility smoothie.
Yeah.
There's a really cool blogger called To Make a Mommy, and she gives you a little fertility smoothie blueprint, and then you can sort of fill in the blanks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You can add in your own stuff.
I'll link to that on the show notes.
Yeah.
And then we'll put Rinne's, like how she customized it.
Great.
Yeah. Should we jump into some seggies?
Yeah, why don't you talk to me about what you're giving us on the professional?
Oh, the professional tip. So, I was thinking about what is my pro tip for the week, and I was like looking around our kitchen, and I was like, what have I been cooking lately? What have I been doing? And the thing I wanted to talk about is frozen food. Frozen food is rad. So, I'm talking about both freezing food that you've made, because that's wonderful. It's the best thing, to be able to just whip, pull something out, slack it out, cook it real quick, whatever.
Definitely.
Pizza is one of my favorite things. I'll order a pizza and then, keep some behind. Wonderful. But more of what I was actually referring to, we also will save my birthday cake. Rinne makes this unreal cake, chocolate cake for my birthday, and then we'll save pieces of it. Oh my God. We freeze tomato sauce. We freeze all sorts of stuff. But what I was talking about specifically is things like peas and blueberries. I love peas especially because it's just one of those things where you're making something that's last minute, you're making a pasta dish or something, just throw a handful of frozen peas. Basically by the time that they're warmed up, they're cooked. It's just an insanely easy way to get healthy vegetables into your diet, especially midwinter. And if you're getting organic frozen vegetables, most of the vegetables there may be blanched. Probably, depending on the item, they're probably blanched, but they're basically done very, very fresh. So you're getting them almost field fresh if they're coming from a good place. Peak ripeness. So yeah, I just think it's a cheap, easy way to keep healthy stuff in your diet, and it's just super easy. Anybody can cook it, and throw it in, and depending on what we're talking about. But I'm especially talking about I like corn, but then peas. Spinach is a really fun one. They have everything now, and there's so many beautiful organic brands that are doing stuff. So yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because I feel like the frozen vegetables and frozen foods in general got such a bad rap for a long time.
Well, Swanson and different things like that. There was a lot of people that fucked it up.
Right.
Trying to do TV dinners, and it was all disgusting.
Right.
And they were also they didn't have the freezing. They didn't IQF stuff. They didn't have cryo enrobement. They didn't have a lot of the ways that they are actually freezing things now, which are they instantly freeze the item. They don't degrade the the food by freezing the water in sheets so that it slices apart the different fibers in the food. Yeah. So it's it's worth it. I love it.
I feel like you might like to be cryo enrobed.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm hot all the time. So I've been less hot lately.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't notice that.
I know. So, yeah, I'm freezing myself slowly to death. And
sweet relief.
Yeah, sweet relief. That's Rinne and I were thinking about starting. It's Oregon is a right to die state, so we're thinking about starting a clinic where you can come in at any point in your life and we'll help you die, no matter if you're sick or not. And we're gonna call it Sweet Relief. We're not only the owners, we're clients. We're going first. Bye. Do you have a pro tip?
Yeah, so...
Okay, while you're doing your pro tip, we're cooking dinner right now. I'm making potatoes and butter, crispy, thin sliced potatoes, and I have to take the
And you used, what did you use? Coconut oil?
Coconut oil, a little bit of sumac, a little bit of like this really nice Cajun-y spice that we have.
Yum.
Fresh thyme, garlic.
Yum.
Salt.
That sounds really
And yeah, you just like thin slice the potatoes and then layer them in one layer, like in a fan. Brush on a layer of coconut oil. Traditionally it's butter, but a layer of coconut oil, another layer, brush, another layer, brush, another layer, brush, and then I put a little bit of cheese on half of it, and then I'm just crisping it up.
Yum.
All right,
Sounds
I'm gonna walk
so
in front of the camera. Sorry.
Well, it's funny that Mikey talked about frozen foods because my pro tip this week is cook your food. So I know that sounds like obvious, super obvious, but in Chinese medicine, there's this idea that our spleen, which sort of represents the digestive organ, really likes foods that are warm and sort of easily broken down. So think like not ice cream and yes to like a really yummy bone broth. And so a really good example of that is within this smoothie, we did have raw spinach in there, but I just lightly steamed the spinach just to, because smoothies are traditionally sort of like this, we call it cold and damp substance in Chinese medicine. And so to just give a little nod to my spleen and a little help to it, we just gently steam the greens. And you can totally do that if you want to make a smoothie. You can lightly steam any green that you're going to put in there, romaine or lettuce.
We've been steaming our we normally, breakfast for us in our house is it's usually either a grain and some greens and an egg, or we do like sweet potatoes, green egg. But we almost always have greens and an egg. And we always saute the greens, and it's great, but I'm a high heat cooker, and so I often end up kind of crisping the greens a little. But we've been steaming our kale and stuff lately, and it's amazing. First of all, it doesn't wilt into nothing.
Right.
And it feels like it fluffs it, and I've been doing it so it's still snappy.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's really good.
Well, and you taste both the greens,
right.
And then we drizzle a little olive oil and lemon on afterwards, and then you taste the fat too.
Totally.
When you're sautéing, the taste of the fat goes away.
Oh yeah.
Cook your foods, and really, especially this time of year, it makes sense, right? Things are getting chillier, and there's less of the raw foods available,
right? Sure,
right?
Totally.
It's more of greens and root vegetables and things like that. So your spleen will be super happy if you are making sure to eat cooked foods and not raw foods.
I'm going to guess that your spleen is here.
Oh, that's an interesting place. Where are you pointing to?
I'm pointing at
just to the right of your penis?
Yeah, basically. up and to the left from my penis. I have no idea what a spleen is. Is it a real thing?
Oh, yeah.
There's an actual spleen?
There is an actual spleen, but it's not so the Western medical spleen is not the Chinese medical spleen.
Oh, okay.
So perhaps the closest thing that we can come to what they were talking about with the spleen is maybe the pancreas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the pancreas is the thing that releases enzymes and helps you break down your food. And that's sort of the idea of the spleen, that it's the thing that's really taking stuff in and kind of figuring out what to do with it.
And pancreas, I'm going to say, is here.
No.
No? Okay.
It's right in here. Wait, is it right side or left side? Oh boy, now I'm having a hard time.
I don't know. No. I don't know any. I don't know anything. I know there's lungs. There's a heart over here. Intestines of some variety.
Yep.
Tubes.
Yep.
Nipples.
Liver, gallbladder, stomach, heart. No.
Sure.
Okay.
Nope. I have no idea where any of them are. Saw it at one point.
You did?
Sure.
When you killed someone?
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's, the ironic part of it is that people in this room that should know. Well, you're a professional in this field, but I've seen autopsies.
Right, and you've butchered.
I've butchered animals. I know. I should know where things are. I have no idea where things are.
Yeah. No. Well, we'll do a little lesson on
ADHD.
What else, Chief? Do you have?
So I have a bindle. Bindle of the mother fucking week.
Yeah.
So bindle is where we save some money. You know what my bindle is this week?
Tell me.
Sewing. Yeah.
You are a really good sewer, actually.
I am actually a good sewer.
Where did you learn?
Seamster. I don't know. My mom was a pretty good seamstress. Like, as far as like...
You were going to say like home economics class or something.
Oh, no, I did take home ec. Yeah. I made a pillow that was a light bulb. Yeah. It was super cool, actually. Yeah, the little screw-in bottom, and then I had the whoop. And then what else did I make? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Sewing makes sense to me.
I made out with Brian Shields a lot in my home ec
So
class.
did I.
I kind of can't remember what else we did.
BS. Me and BS in the corner, sitting in the tree. SEWING. You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, but so anyway, so actually this is what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing this Pendleton. This is like a very expensive I'm Mr. Roger in it tonight.
You
like
are.
Sexy Fred.
You are for sure.
So I'm wearing a cardigan, but so I bought it and there was buttons missing. And so I was like, and it's in perfect shape. It's like brand new. And so I went and bought some buttons and sewed them on.
Awesome.
And yeah, and it's just one of those like, I don't know, there's so many things, especially if you're like thrifty or whatever, but there's a lot of things that I would throw out because either, I have to take them to not throw them out, but give them away. If I have to like take them in to get zipper redone or buttons put on or whatever. And I just think sewing I'm not great at it. Like I couldn't knit a sweater, I couldn't sew a zipper back on. But buttons and little patchies, like I'm patching a pair of my jeans.
Yeah.
It's just like a good skill to have that everybody should fucking have. And do we have home ec in school anymore?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
I don't really know. It's not called home ec anymore.
Right. But I mean, like cooking, sewing, like all the basic skills that you need for survival.
Sure.
Like, why the fuck don't we teach those things? Right. How to like manage having a credit card?
Because you can't really test them on a standardized test.
Fuck you, standardized test. Yeah, that's gonna ruin our world, huh?
It's true.
Teaching it a test. So yeah, that's all I got. What do you got for yours?
Friends, I have to apologize. I know I didn't really prepare super well this week, and so I don't have a bindle.
Yeah.
Don't tell Mikey.
I don't need you to tell me anything. I'm good. No, it's great, and we're timing-wise, we're great.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear. I think you've got one more thing that you're gonna show with.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, totally. So we kind of alternate weeks, and Rinne will do kind of like something great that's happening in our country with women's health or with.
We talked about California last week.
Yeah, totally. California
crushing it.
Yeah, and then I usually do how the South is fucking up, or fuck you, Florida, or just a lot of the states that basically are ruining people's lives, especially women and people of color, and I call them out. But this week, I'm actually going to give a thumbs up to the South. Some of the South. Fuck you, most of the South, because you're probably still fucking people up. But my shout-outs this week go to Virginia, Kentucky, Mississippi.
Yeah!
That last election that you guys had, some good things happened down there. I was really proud of you.
Yeah.
So Virginia... well, for one thing, Virginia is... Well, here, we'll talk about Virginia in a second. But Kentucky, Democratic governor.
That's awesome.
And he won... I mean, he won for a lot of different reasons. But I think one of the main reasons that he won is that the previous Republican governor was basically trying to take away people's health care. So he was trying to put a work mandate on Medicare. So... or Medicaid. So tens of thousands of people would have lost their health care. And it was a referendum on him. I mean, he really got ousted because of that. And so that's awesome. Kentucky, stand up. I think that there's all three elections. There was, I think they really proved that the politics of like healthcare and guns are moving to the left, because people are just, I don't know, they're sick of seeing shootings, they're sick of not being able to get their healthcare covered, and it's not really a partisan issue when you're riddled full of bullet holes and you can't go to the hospital.
Right.
So I just think that, I don't know, those states flipping is an amazing thing. But Virginia...
Yeah, and you have to wonder too if reproductive rights are in there, in the
healthcare.
Right.
Sure, of course. Well, and I was saying because you're riddled with bullets. But I mean, healthcare, everybody gets pregnant. Everybody has things that happen. Half of our country are women. And to have it all hinge on abortion or access to contraception is silly because there's just so many other things that are provided by, Planned Parenthood and clinics. And then, I mean, ultimately, like, you need to have a healthy body, and your vagina and your uterus and all the things are part of your body.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I'm hoping that it all played a part.
Yeah. Cool.
Speaking of vaginas,
Yes.
Virginia, the female candidates ran the house. Fucking ran the table.
Yes.
I mean, they were so, they basically, so the legislature was flipped for the first time in 20 years.
Amazing.
And so much of this was because of female candidates. They ran awesome races. They were unapologetic about their stance on issues. And I think what it also brings into question is electability. And that word, I hate it. And as we're going into 2020, everybody's like, oh, I don't know if Elizabeth Warren's electable. I don't know if blah, blah, blah is electable. Fuck off. Donald Trump got elected.
Yep.
There is no such thing as unelectable.
Yep.
And so Virginia Democrats are in control of every elected statewide office.
God.
Yeah.
Virginia, let me just say, you have a really special place in my heart because I've lived in you for a little while, and I am feeling like a proud mama right now.
Yeah, it's super cool, and I spent a lot of time in Virginia. I love it there.
Yeah.
And it's in these segments, when I say fuck you, the South, whatever, I don't mean everybody. I love the South. I love
Of course.
so many places in the South. But you gotta admit, there's a lot of old school, archaic bullshit that's happening in certain states in our country. A lot of them are in the South. Some of them are Wyoming and other states like that. And Colorado, I grew up there. There's a lot of bullshit happening there. But the South needs to tighten up, and quickly, because y'all are gonna be underwater pretty soon anyway. So tighten up. And if you're coming our direction, you need to change your minds a little bit. You wanna go make a baby?
Sounds great.
Okay. We're not going to have sex right now. We're just going to go eat and watch
Food, baby.
RuPaul. What else you got to say?
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, we just passed, I might have seen the post about it, but we just passed 3,000 downloads. We actually just passed 3,200 downloads.
Yay!
Today or yesterday. Which is amazing.
So you know how that happens, friends, is keep listening. We so appreciate it. Take your phone out right now.
Please.
If you love our show, even if you just kind of think it's okay, give us a 5-star review.
Someone gave us a 2-star review.
Nice.
There's one 2-star
wow.
review.
Yeah.
And,
honest.
I appreciate your honesty. Fuck off. But, appreciate your honesty. Yeah.
And if you have a little extra time, write us a review.
Yeah,
Why do you like it? Why do you love it?
Yeah. Or if you don't want to pander like that, write us an email and just say, what's up? I love you guys. You're awesome. If you are host of another podcast, we're trying to get on more podcasts. So we have a couple, I think, that we're going to maybe be on. That's really fun. We'll let you guys know if that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's eat at Mikey and Rinne Stay In is our email addy. And tune in next week. It's going to be episode 26. What is next week? Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna be like Thanksgiving week. So,
we might
launching.
be off next week.
We might be off next week.
Yeah,
we'll
we're gonna give you guys a break.
Yeah.
And let you celebrate with hopefully family, chosen family,
We might be
friends.
off the following week because I think next week will be.
Next week is okay.
No, next week's good.
Nope, that's right.
Thanksgiving week
That's
though, we'll be off.
I'll have a little pre-op appointment on Friday, so we can update you guys on that.
Yeah, and her operation is on the Tuesday before we leave to go to Colorado. So, yeah.
Polyp chomping.
Polyp chomping. Again, my fucking punk band's from high school's name. Polyp chomping.
Yeah.
We love you guys, and tune in next week for the show Mikey and Rinne Stay In. I am Mikey. And this evening, we're gonna stay in.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna sing along. I thought you were gonna harmonize with me. Yeah. Ba-boom. Ciao. Love you.
Love you.
Bye, y'all.